We know NBN's pricing structure can be complicated and hard to understand, but basically it comes down to two different charges that we look to and interact with and charge the retailers. The first is be able to access our network, and think of this as the on-ramp coming from your house to get onto a fast motorway. And the second is how many cars can actually run through that motorway at a certain speed at a given time. And that effectively is the two charges that we put forward to the retailers. And if those retailers don't open up enough lanes to be able to cross from our network into their network, it will slow people down, especially during those high peak times. And we know people say, well, that's a simple solution to solve for. Let's just reduce the cost so you can have more lanes going between our two networks. And the problem here is that we are an investment with taxpayer money, and we're expected to produce a very modest return, but essentially recover a $49 billion cost to be able to provide broadband speed. And so it's not as simple as just reducing the cost or eliminating it altogether. Now, we know many people are talking about seeing slower speeds than what they expected. And there's a whole variety of reasons and causes behind this, but one of the more common one is that during 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening, when most people are using the internet, in fact, they're using the internet with one of the higher speed requirements of streaming some video, they see a reduction in their speeds. And this is typically caused from those motorways that we connect into your retailer's network. Just the very fact that we're opening up 100,000 new homes for the retailers to move into and market to or advertise and hopefully sign you up to their service comes with a different kind of a problem. This is where competition can be at its worst. There is a price war to a certain degree taking effect, and you may think that that's great, I'm going to get the lowest possible price, but people may not be so forward with telling you about the quality that you're going to get for that price. One of the other common questions that we get is that if we were building the original plan of fiber to the prem to 90% of the country, would we be seeing this congestion? And the answer is yes. This is not an issue as to the access technology that goes up into your house. This is more of an issue of how the data flows from NBN's network over to your service provider's network. So some of these solutions that we talk about are to make sure, one, first and foremost, is that we don't point the finger at each other, that we know your interface into this broadband network that stretches across the country is through your service provider. We know at NBN we have to make sure that we give that service provider everything they need to be able to serve the consumer very well. And as we are just one link in the chain of the network, the way in which our link connects to their link is critical in terms of the service, the way we charge, and of course the quality that we give. And we're doing everything we can to make sure that the experience that we give to the end user, to our RSPs, is better. Better than what it has been, and one of the top that we can provide. And we'll work with our retail partners to make sure that we collectively provide you, the consumer, the end user, a far better experience than what you've seen. And I know when we get to the end and we have everybody that has access and is connected to fast broadband, that we're going to see a different nation. We're going to see a digitally enabled nation that provides lifestyle benefits, that provides a digital economy that gives many of us opportunities that we wouldn't have had before. And during this transition, you can bet and count on us that we're always going to be looking to improve.